Hello, welcome to J-Rock Guitar Lab. My name is Chris. Today we're going to learn how to play the guitar solo of Blooming by BAND-MAID. Before we get started, be sure to hit subscribe for more guitar tutorial videos online. Alright guys, let's get started with the tuning. So it's half step down, so E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, and E flat. Okay, we're in the key of original keys E flat minor. Alright, so we're going to separate the solo to 5 different sections. Okay, so let's get started. This is section 1. Alright, so we'll start with the first chord, double stop chord, G12 and B12, bar, index finger. Then we go D14. Then we go back to the bar chord here again, double stop chord. And back to D14 again. So far. Yeah, so the first time we play it, we're going to hold that a tiny bit longer than the others. So. Then we're going to slide to D14, and then G12, and back to D14. So. Then we're going to go to G12, G14, and then bend that G14 twice. So target notes right here. Okay, so far. Okay, next we're gonna actually keep holding that G14 bend. We're gonna add the B15 there. We're gonna play that roughly 7 times. So let's try that all together so far. So the right hand pit pattern, you want to go down, up, down, up, up, down, up. So down, up, down, up, up, down, up. So yeah, so. And then the last note is go back to D14. So I'm using my middle finger there for the last note. Okay, let's go to the second section. Second section, it goes something like this. Alright, so a bunch of pull-offs here. So we're going to start with E15, pull off to 12. Then E14, pull off to 12. So. Then we go to B15. I'm going to use up pick right there. And then E12. Like that. So far. So that's the lick that we're going to be playing pretty much all throughout this section. So I do want to mention that whenever I'm playing the E string there, it's going to be like basically alternate picking. So going back and forth, down, up, down, up, down, up. But whenever I hit the B string, it's going to always be up, B15 up, and then E12 down. So that makes it, for me, I find that is the easiest way to play this part of the solo. So it goes like this. So far it's like that, and then we're going to do pull-offs on 15 to 12, and then 15 to 12 again. So far. Yeah, next phrase is very similar, just at the very end it's a little bit different. So again, we're going to do 15, pull off to 12, 14, pull off to 12, B15 up, stroke, and then E12 down. So we play that lick twice again, so same thing as before. Okay, so this part, it's slightly different. So instead of going 15, 12, 15, 12, we're going to do 15, 12, 14, 12. So that's the only part that's different. So all together so far in the second section is So after that, we're going to be doing this sort of like a tremolo picking kind of thing, bending 15 of E string. So that's all straight up 16 notes. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. So if you count that, that's about 24, 25. Yeah, 25 times, right? Like that. So you don't want to like erratically pick. You want to actually time it like that for this part. So yeah, all together so far in the second section. All together in the second section. So yeah, that's how that goes. Let's move on to the tapping parts. Section 3, so we're getting into the tapping part, the fun part, right? So anyways, yeah, this is how it goes. Okay, so the first part of the tapping part. So let's actually take a look at the right hand. So the right hand, let's just kind of go over this first. It's not too bad. So it doesn't start out too crazy hard. So we're gonna do E19, B19, B17, and B19, and then back to E19. So it goes like this on the right hand. So if you remember that, it's not gonna sound too difficult. So we're gonna do that actually 4 times in this phrase. Okay, so. Like that. So yeah, that's the right hand. All right. So anyways, then let's move on to the left hand. Left hand, we're gonna be basically pulling, have a little pull off to 12 and 15 hammer on like there pretty much every time we tap on the right hand. So 12, 15. So we're starting out on the E19, right? Pull off to 12 and then hammer on to 15. So yeah. Next we do B19, and then we pull off to B12 and 15 hammer on. So. Okay, then we tap to 17B. We're gonna stay here, 12th fret here again, pull off, and then hammer on to 15. So. Then we go tap the 19 of B again, and then we're going to do the same thing, pull off the 12 to 15. Okay, and then the last part of the phrase, we go to the E string 19, pull off 12 and 15 again. So that whole phrase, the whole lick, it goes. So we did that 4 times, so. Of course, it's a little bit faster. Actually, I think I played a little faster than the original, but yeah, you get my point. You want to try to, start slowly. Don't try to rush it. So, I recommend using a metronome for this part, especially if you have trouble. We'll get into that metronome practice actually a little bit later. Especially for those of you never really used the metronome or haven't really used the metronome too much. But anyways, yeah, you want to start very slowly, like. Times 4, right? So that's what you want to do. Even slower, try slower if you can. So. And then try to keep a good even tempo, because this is all basically 16th notes straight up. So play it evenly and you'll be fine. The hard part about this tapping, though, I want to mention is the phrasing is like in triplets. Not triplets, I don't want to say triplets, but the phrasing is kind of divided into 3, while the actual rhythm in the song is like a duple meter for 16th notes. So that could be a little bit confusing because of that. The tapping part, sometimes the tapping part, it's not always on the downbeat, so that could throw off some people. So just be careful with that. All right, so again, practice with the metronome. So again, the third section. Yeah, so that's around the original tempo. All right, so let's move on to the fourth section, which is the second part of the tap. All right, the fourth section of the guitar solo, continuing on with the tapping, goes something like this. Okay, so let's first talk about the right hand, the picking hand, the tapping part. So we're gonna start with the E19, 17. We'll go to B17, and back to E17, and then down to E15. So, and then we do that again for one more time. So it's 2 times total. So there's a little head start there just to kind of look ahead. So that's what the right hand is doing. It's not too crazy, but the difficulty is on the fretting hand, the left hand part. So let's add that in. So again, we're going to start at E19 tap, right hand, pull off to 12 and hammer on to 15. Very similar to the previous section. Then we tap to 17 and pull off to 12. Okay, so. And this time we're not gonna hammer on the E string, but we're gonna actually tap B15. So. Like that. So then we tap the 17 right there on the B string, so with the right hand. Right after that tap, we pull off the 12 and hammer on 15 as usual. So. Yeah, so then we go to the 17 tap, right hand, E string, and then pull off the 12 and then hammer on 15. And at the very end, you want to be very careful. Tap 15 right hand, pull off the 12, and then hammer on left hand 15. Like that. So you want to be careful not to hit your ring finger left hand with your right hand middle finger. So, try not to do that. Maybe you want to just practice that a little bit. Like that. So, alright, so far it goes like this. Okay, this next phrase, similar, but yeah, the left hand is different, so you want to be careful. Sometimes I get these mixed up actually, so yeah, be very careful. Let's try that second part of this section. So we go back to the 19E again, pull off the 12 and hammer on 15 again. Okay, then we pull tap 17 right hand, pull off the 12 again. So here it's the same as before. And here it gets different right after this. So we tap E15 now. So okay, then we go to B string, 17 tap, and then pull off the 12 and hammer on to 15. So. Okay, after that we move back to the E string, 17 tap, pull off the 12. And this time, hammer on B string 15. Not the same string, so the B string. So that part may be a little bit tricky there, so be careful. Okay, so then right after that we do the same thing as before. We're going to end it with the tap 15. And hammer on 12. And then, pull off 12 and then hammer on 15. So, be careful with that. Again, I just hit myself right there. But don't try not to do that. Like that. So all together should go something like this. Like that. So again, you want to practice it very slowly at first, you know, try it like. You know, and gradually speed it up, all right? So let's do the next part, the last part. Last section of the solo, it goes something like this. All right. So again, let's start with the right hand first. So the right hand this time it's a little more involved, complicated, but it's not too crazy bad. So because we're only going to be using the E string here, so that's how it is. So we're going to start on the 17, 15, 17, and one more time, 17, 15, 17. So we do that twice. Okay, then we move up here, so it's going to be 19, 17, 19, so far. Then we go 20, 19, 20, so. Okay, and then the very last part, we're gonna do 22, tap 22, and then slide down, So that's the right hand part. So the left hand, again, it's going to stay here, 12, 15, 12, 15 kind of thing. But yeah, let's go over that in detail. So start again. So E17 tap, hammer on, pull off the 12 and hammer on 15. So then right hand taps 15, pull off the 12 and hammer on, left hand 15. So and then we tap 17 and pull off 12. So that's the first phrase. We play that phrase twice. So I kind of messed that up there. Okay, that's the first part. The next part, the right hand will move up now. So the right hand goes to 19, 17, 19. So in detail, 19 tap, pull off to 12, hammer on 15. Then tap 17 right hand, pull off to 12, hammer on 15. So and then we go back to 19, tap right hand, and then pull off 12. So far. So similar pattern as we move up here. Now we're going to do 20, 19, 20 on the right hand. So tap 20, pull off 12, and hammer on 15. Then we tap 19 right hand, pull off 12, 15 hammer on. So then we tap 20 and then pull off to 12. So that part. All right, let me try that. So the beginning of the section goes. And then we end at 22, tap, and then slide. So. Like that. All right, so good luck to you guys on the solo. That was the end of the solo. So let me get into detail of the metronome practice thing. So for those of you who are used to it, then you don't really have to watch me talk about it. But for those of you kind of new to the metronome, yeah. So what I recommend is starting out very slowly. I first learn the notes and all that, and then gradually speed up to the original tempos. Okay, so let me show you guys how I practice with the metronome. So I practice with the metronome a lot. This has helped me tremendously in my improvement in playing in time and playing fast. Not just playing fast, you know, but like timing is really important, I think, for playing music. So anyways, yeah, 165 is the original tempo of this song, so I set it for 165. So those of you who don't have a standalone metronome, it's okay. You could download a free one, you know, so like this one right here. So 165. I set it like that, you know. So let me try like the third section of the solo. So that was 165. So of course, you know, if you're new to this song, you know, you don't want to practice it at the original tempo right away, right? So I don't know. Like for example, like we could start at 60%, which is still maybe a little bit fast, but let me just kind of show you. So 60% of that is actually 99. So here we go, 99. So it goes. And then there's no shame in slowing it down even more. Like I don't know, like let's do 70. Like that. So that was 70, you know, right here. So I'm gonna do 71. So let's try that. So 71. So that's technically faster, technically, but I don't know. I'm gonna move to 70. It doesn't seem faster, but so I want to set it back to 71 again. Hold on. 71, right? It doesn't sound like it's faster, but it's faster. Alright, so that's 71. Let's do 72. Alright, it still doesn't seem faster, but it's technically faster. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop that. So yeah, 72. Yeah, I mean you could do 73, 74, 75. Yeah, it's still I still really can't tell actually, but maybe like let's go back to 70. Yeah, let's go to 75 or 77. Okay, so yeah, I could kind of tell the difference now, but what I'm getting at is like, you know, let's say you practice one day at 70, and the next day you practice at 71. So you're technically playing it faster, even though you really can't tell, you know. So if you could do that for like every day for like, you know, like 1 month, then you'll go from 70 to 100, like easy, very easy, because I can't even tell the difference between 70 and 71. All right, so realistically, that's pretty easy, I think. So maybe you could do like 2 or 3 numbers per day. So for 1 month straight. So if you go from, you know, let's do 3 numbers per day, all right? So that's like 90. So you could get to like almost original tempo from 70 to like 165, right? If I did the math right. But like yeah, so you could easily hit the original tempo in 1 month if you practice every day for 30 days or so. Increase it by 3. So that's pretty easy, right? So okay, so let's go back. I did so 60% was 99, right? So let's fast forward a few days and you're here, like hopefully, right? Oh, sorry. Okay, so let's fast forward. We're going to do 80%, so that's 132. Ooh, much faster. All right, 132. So yeah, so hopefully you get to that part, right? So then, you know, you'll be grinding it out, you know, so next day 135, next, you know, and a week later you're about like, I don't know, 140-ish, 50-ish, something like that. So if you increase 1 number a day, that's like a win, I think, you know. So, you know, you don't have to stress out and be like, I have to do 3 every day. You can just do 1. I think that's pretty easy, right? I mean, if you can increase it by 1 a day, then that's progress. Cool. So yeah, 160, so 100% is 165. I'll just try that again. So let me click to 130. So 132. Okay, now I'll move it to 165. So that's the original tempo. So it goes. that's the original tempo. So I don't know, maybe some of you, it was really easy to do 165, the original tempo, or it took you, relatively quick, short amount of time to get it to that. But so here's another challenge for you. If you already hit 100 or like 90-ish%, that's great. But we could actually push the limit even more. Like let's do like 105%. So it's like around like 173 or something like that. So this is 173. So I'm just gonna do the section 3 part. So yeah. So I think it's fun to like push the limits. It's like cool. Let me try 110. 110 is like what, 182. Okay, so let me try that. So 182, that's 110%. You know how like your PE teachers are like, give it your 110%, which kind of doesn't make sense, but here it kind of does, so you're playing the solo 110% faster. I mean, you're playing 110, you're playing the song 110%, right? So that's what I'm trying to get at. Anyways, we're playing it faster. So here it is. Cool. I kind of like that. It's pretty cool. It's really fast though. Yeah. So, yeah. Let me try the third. Yeah. Let me try the whole like 3, 4, 5. Section 3, 4, 5. So. Okay. Wasn't perfect, but yeah. You could kind of push yourself to do that 110%. Yeah. I don't know, 120%. Okay. So 120% is actually like the 120%, 198. So 100% is original tempo, 120%, 198. Let's try it. Oh, I messed up. Let's try it again. I'm kind of not sure if I did that right, but yeah, it was close enough. But yeah, so it's kind of fun to push your limits there. You can have fun with it. Why stop at 100% when you could go a little bit higher? I think it's cool to do it a little bit higher because like when you're playing live, you won't be able to play. I think most of the time the songs are faster because of the adrenaline kicking in. You're on stage and stuff, and like the drummer's playing a little bit faster than usual. So then you have to play the solo faster. So I think this is a good way to like prepare for that because it happens every time. You hear it in other bands too. It happens every time. So definitely 100% is the goal, but you don't have to stop at 100%. You go to 105%, 110, and if you're gung-ho about it, 120, 130, try 150. I don't know, that's pretty crazy, but yeah, why not just try it out? So I hope that get you to practice with the metronome because it's really fun. It could be really fun. I call this my BFF, my best friend. So make it your best friend. It's gonna help you. It's one, because you're think of your friend as like the one that is always honest to you. So this is going to be honest to you. It's going to tell you if you're, being sloppy with the timing, or you're playing too fast, or you're playing too slow. So yeah, check it out. The metronome, your BFF, your new BFF, if you haven't practiced with it already. All right, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to J-Rock Guitar Lab for more guitar tutorials. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.